4. A flurry near the end of round 3, Al Bernstein, by Franklin certainly lets Marvin Johnson know that Franklin is certainly back in the fight.
Well, these over the first 3 rounds, while Johnson might have a slight edge, Matthew Franklin has landed some big shots, and both these fighters landing so often in this fight. So far, Johnson hasn't used the right jab, I don't think, as effectively as he'd like. It's set up the left, but it hasn't been a punishing jab, which is what he wanted to do against Franklin.
There's that looping left that he's been scoring almost freewheeling with throughout the start of the fight.
Johnson doing some valuable body work as well.
Marvin Johnson is the champion in the white. Matthew Franklin, the challenger in blue, the number 2 challenger in the WBC. Again, the WBA champion is Victor Galindez, who defeated Mike Rossman. Lots of talk about fights down the road, but I don't think either one can be concerned with that right now.
They are in a war, and I think that as you look at these 2 fighters, you know that these are just 2 excellent light heavyweights, absolutely in the prime of their careers.
Marvin Johnson, who came out very strong in round number 1, settled down in round 2, picked up the tempo about midway through round 3 again, only to be pushed back by Franklin. And now probably has to start picking up the tempo a little bit more again as he slipping a left-right combination in. Good left over the top that time, scored on Franklin's head.
Franklin not punching as much in this round, and that's something that has been a problem for him. He tends to just fall asleep for certain rounds and not be aggressive, and against a fighter like Johnson, you just can't afford to do that because he will really take advantage of that.
Al, it appears that Johnson's a little wild now with the left hand, maybe a little bit anxious to get that in there at the moment, and could open himself up here.
Well, Franklin's a good counterpuncher with the right hand, because that's what Matt would like to do.
If he can keep scoring with the left hand as he did there a moment ago, he's not going to have to worry about being bumped. Great right hand to the side of Franklin's head by Johnson. Loads up with the left that slips in.
The hand speed right now of Marvin Johnson is superior for the moment anyway, and he's using it to his advantage.
An interesting fight with both the ebbs and flows of Franklin and Johnson. This in the 4th round. You see the time as we're closing in on the 22nd mark, and another left hand, that time scored by Johnson. Franklin just keeps coming in. Doesn't look so visibly shaken by that punch, but you know he had to feel that. So as the 4th round comes to a close, we've settled nothing so far for the WBCA Light Heavyweight Championship. We'll have more in a moment.
Of course,
and again, the first 4 rounds, Al Bernstein, have been very close, and anything is up for grabs in the 15-rounder.
And Marvin Johnson starts out this round as he has almost every round, pressuring Matt Franklin, trying to push him back.
Indication from Franklin's corner is the fact that they want him to maybe try to get inside a little more, even though you pointed out just a moment ago he does not want to fight off the chest, but apparently his corner feels that he was doing all right in there, not taking that much abuse.
Well, Franklin's a strong light heavyweight, and he can fight inside, so we'll see.
Franklin again just trying to paw with the left, trying to find some range. Still again has got that right hand loaded up. Hasn't pulled the trigger on it all that much here so far.
Franklin is now, there's a good right hook to the body by Johnson. Franklin is landing his own left hook to the body and the head of Marvin Johnson a little more here in this round.
Again, Franklin in the blue from South Philadelphia has alluded to the story many times that he literally came right off the streets. There's a warning to Johnson to keep his punches up, as he may have caught that one right on the bell to Franklin.
Matt Franklin abandoned as a child, taken in and cared for by a family in Philadelphia. And so, and in the days leading up to this fight has sought a different identity by embracing the Muslim religion and changing his name. So for him, a lot going on emotionally coming into this fight.
This, by the way, will probably be the last time you'll ever see that Matt Franklin under his name, as he wants to be known as Matthew Saad Muhammad.
Johnson continues to pressure him in this round. He is banging the body and the head of Matt Franklin, and I'll tell you, for Johnson, this is the fight plan he wanted.
Again, that left off the shoulder of Johnson, and again comes over the top with the left. He has done that repeatedly as he just quick loops the left to the head of Franklin. Again, you see Franklin just kind of ducking his head, kind of burrowing in. Meets Johnson almost head on, as that's the way he has fought most of the night so far. Good left hand by Franklin slipped in. Counter left hand by Johnson.
Johnson throwing more combinations, but Matthew with one or two single punches, but he certainly is punching hard. Good round for Johnson again here in this round.
Closing moments of round number 5. Seems like at the end of every round there's a little bell that goes off in their head a little early and they start punching at will with the last 10 seconds. Closing moments of round 5 for the WBCA Light Heavyweight Championship. Round 6 ready to go. WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. And quickly, Marvin Johnson, the champion, comes out with a quick opening left. Matthew Franklin rather casually strolling across the ring and got caught with it. Johnson again trying to throw as much as he can here early. Oh, good right hand that time by Franklin. Got over the top on Johnson.
Referee George DeFabis has not had much to do in this fight. He has pretty much been content to watch these fighters fight. There haven't been that many clinches even when they've fought on the inside. DeFabis, by the way, from Indianapolis, a local referee.
Johnson wanting this title fight in his hometown at Market Square, and indeed he got it here against Franklin. Franklin slipping that right with an uppercut. Comes back with a good left-right combination. Johnson tries to counter, but Franklin hurries right back on top of it.
And now we see the hand speed of Franklin as he backs Johnson up. And you see Marvin Johnson does not fight well going backwards. And Franklin continuing to land those straight right hands.
Franklin really coming on here in the 6th round. Johnson has taken some abuse in this round. So far, unofficial scoring through 5 rounds. This could be very, very tight, but now Franklin starting to look as if he becomes the more of the aggressor in this round anyway.
Now there's the jab by Johnson, and it's starting to do its job. It's landing extremely well.
Al Bernstein, you pointed out that after round 2, Franklin picked up the tempo, then kind of laid back. Is it now time to turn it on again?
Apparently it is, because he is really banging away to the head and the body of Johnson. And you've got to keep Marvin Johnson at bay. You've got to pressure him, or he will just continue to come forward.
Good right hand by Franklin.
That straight right has been a key weapon here, but he's also using the left hooks to the body and the head, and starting to use his own jab is Matthew Franklin.
Al alluded to the fact that neither one of these fighters have really had that good a defense, and it's still not good as they're really taking some shots here in the 6th.
Banging away some blood from the nose of Matthew Franklin from those jabs of Johnson.
I think there may be a slight abrasion, by the way, on the right eye of Johnson as well as we get a look at it here.
Well, these punches are bound to take their toll.
Absolutely.
They've both been hit so often in this fight.
There's that left hand. It has scored repeatedly by Johnson.
That may have opened up a cut around the right eye of Matthew Franklin. It looked like might be some blood there. It's hard to tell.
I think technically, Al, you're correct in calling him Saad Mohammed. That's what he wants to be known by. As we have 15 seconds to go in a very good round 6 for both fighters. Light Heavyweight Championship, Indianapolis at Market Square Arena. And if 6 is any indication, 7 could be better.